Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a massive technological shift happening literally right before our eyes in the world of live sports broadcasting. We're talking about those giant multi-million-dollar camera rigs at major stadiums suddenly being challenged by, well, the exact same device sitting in your pocket right now. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive right into this. We all know the standard setup at a major sporting event, right? You've got miles of cables, massive tripods, heavy production trucks taking up half the parking lot. So the question really is, how do you broadcast a professional soccer match differently? Just imagine, for a second, stripping all of that bulky infrastructure away, but still completely maintaining the pristine, ultra-high-definition broadcast quality that fans demand. Sounds a bit crazy, right? Well, that brings us to the absolute bombshell fact of our explainer today. This upcoming Saturday, May 23rd, Apple TV is doing exactly that. They are presenting a special live Major League Soccer match, but here is the kicker. It is being captured exclusively on the iPhone 17 Pro. No way, right? But it's true. This marks the very first time an iPhone will be used to capture the absolute entirety of a major professional live sporting event broadcast. No massive traditional broadcast cameras anywhere on the field, just smartphones. It's a genuine paradigm shift for live sports media. Let's look at exactly what this milestone broadcast actually entails. So, developed in a massive partnership with MLS, this matchup features the LA Galaxy taking on the Houston Dynamo FC. They'll be playing down at the Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. And honestly, the timing of this couldn't possibly be more dramatic. This isn't just some random weekend. It's the critical final weekend of MLS play before the regular season officially hits pause for the FIFA World Cup 2026 in North America. They picked a highly anticipated, high-stakes moment to prove this tech on a truly global stage. Moving right along to Section 1, the road to the revolution. Let's move to this timeline and see how this all builds, because Apple definitely didn't accomplish this massive scale overnight. It's actually been a very strategic step-by-step approach. If we trace it back, the live sports testing began in September 2025. During a Friday night baseball matchup, Boston Red Sox versus the Detroit Tigers, Apple first slipped the iPhone into a live sports broadcast workflow. Now, they weren't shooting the whole game yet, just capturing select moments and some cool cinematic in-stadium footage. But the fan response was overwhelmingly positive, so they confidently kept going. By late 2025, they were integrating the phones into the MLS Cup. Moving into early 2026, the tech became a normal part of the regular production rotation for both baseball and soccer. All of which leads us directly to the grand finale on May 23, 2026, the first entirely iPhone-driven broadcast. And get this, to truly grasp the historical weight of that initial September 2025 baseball test, just take a look at this quote. The milestone production earned recognition from the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, which added an iPhone used in the broadcast to its permanent collection. Literally, the physical hardware used to test this is now sitting in Cooperstown. It's preserved right alongside legendary bats, balls, and jerseys. It is permanently recognized as a pivotal artifact in the history of sports media. How cool is that? Okay, let's jump into Section 2, the hardware under the hood. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the number 3. That is the number of 48-megapixel fusion cameras actually housed on the back of the iPhone 17 Pro. I mean, when you compare just 3 small camera sensors to the gigantic, heavy, multi-lens systems usually hauled around by production crews, it almost seems physically impossible that this tiny setup could adequately cover the vast breadth of a massive soccer stadium. But here is where the real engineering magic kicks in. Those 3 physical camera sensors, they actually produce the equivalent of 8 distinct lenses. Through this brilliant combination of physical optics and super advanced computational photography, the iPhone 17 Pro is effectively an 8-lens professional camera rig that fits directly in a camera operator's pocket. It's a total game changer. It gives broadcast directors the varied focal lengths they need in an instant, everything from ultra-wide sweeping shots of the roaring crowd to super tight telephoto shots right on the players' faces. Of course, hardware is only half the battle, right? The software processing has to be incredibly robust to handle all that data. That's where pro-level video features like Apple Log 2 come in. This allows the iPhone 17 Pro to capture maximum dynamic range and super rich color data. It essentially hands the broadcast production truck the raw, pristine video output they need to seamlessly color grade and match the footage perfectly, in real time. This is absolutely crucial because it ensures that fans tuning in at home don't notice any drop in quality. They just get the stunning, crisp video they already expect from a premier sports network. Which brings us to Section 3, changing the fan experience. So, why does all this tech actually matter for us watching at home? Well, traditional broadcast cameras have strict limitations on where they can physically and safely go during a live match. The iPhone 17 Pro completely changes all of that. Its tiny footprint unlocks incredibly dynamic new perspectives. We're talking camera operators weaving right into team warm-ups on the pitch, getting intimately close during player introductions. We're going to see wild in-net goal angles that would normally require a super complex hazardous crash cam setup. Operators can capture the raw electric atmosphere inside the stadium in a way a giant rig just simply cannot. This small form factor literally gets you, the viewer, infinitely closer to the action and the emotion of the game. If you want to witness this technological milestone for yourself, the practical details are right here. Just tune in to Apple TV this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And the best part, because this is a streaming broadcast, it's available to subscribers in more than 100 countries and regions with absolutely no blackouts. Every single MLS match completely accessible. It is going to be truly fascinating to see this historic broadcast unfold live, watching those tiny pocket-sized devices power an entire global sports feed. And that leads us to a fascinating final thought to wrap up our explainer today. If an entire major professional live sporting event can now be broadcast globally using the literal phone sitting in your pocket, how will the small form factor of consumer tech continue to disrupt other traditional massive industries? I mean, we are actively watching the complete miniaturization of professional production gear right before our eyes. What else is going to shrink? What other massive operations will be totally revolutionized by this incredible tech? Something to chew on. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep an eye on that match this weekend and keep questioning how the technology around us is reshaping our world.